Hello, and welcome to Global One Media. Joining me today is Julien Davy, the CEO of Tarku Resources, a mineral exploration company that focuses on projects in the United States and Canada. Today, Julien is going to share with us details about the most recent press release regarding the Apollo project. Hello, Julien. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Munir. Nice to be here.
So you've recently obtained a permit to explore the Apollo project. And this Apollo project is a part of the 3As, your 3A project in Quebec, Canada. Before delving into the details about the Apollo project, can you tell us a bit more about the 3As, the geology and potential?
Yes, absolutely. So the 3As are located in the most northern structure, the most northern fault in the greenstone belt of the Abitibi. That greenstone belt overlays Quebec and Ontario, and we have taken land position in 2016 with three different projects: the Admiral project, the Atlas project, and the Apollo project. That's why we call them the 3As. And the potential is orogenic gold because we are along a regional structure, and we know that structure, the Sunday Lake Fault, hosts other gold deposits like the Detour Lake deposit, which is a 50 million ounces gold deposit. So that's the potential we're looking for.
That's excellent. And what does the permit for the Apollo project cover?
In Quebec, we have a permitting process when we talk about drilling, exploration and drilling. It's a fairly thorough process that allows the government to go over all the environmental and all the issues that we could have by doing exploration on the ground. It means that we have to give them the location of the drill holes. We have to give them the location of the access, how we're going to access the land, how we are going to cross rivers or not. And they are reviewing all those information, and we have to show them that we minimize the impact as much as possible, and that the contractors that we are using have all the permits to act as contractors for drill program.
All right. And can you tell us about the historical drilling that has taken place before you acquired the 3A projects?
Yeah, those drilling occurs in the 1990s, and the knowledge of the geology evolved a lot in that area since the government did a mapping of the area in 2002 and 2003. Before that, the structure, the fault, was known to be 500 meters to the south of where it is now located. And the former explorers, exploration companies, did some drilling further to the south. And the interesting thing is that in a lot of their drill holes, we could see increasing gold results at the end of their drill holes. And they never explained those gold anomalies because they thought that they were that they had already crossed the fault. So they never continued to explore further to the north because the fault was supposed to be further to the south. And when we acquired the project, and with the more actual geology and the knowledge of the area, we understood that the real potential is closer to the regional structure, which is along the river along the Rivière Waswanipi shear zone. And this is now where we are going to focus our drill program of this fall season.
Speaking of which, what are your drilling plans for the Apollo project?
So we acquired the project in 2016. First did teal sampling program because there is not a lot of outcrops in the area. So we had to use secondary tools to access the information, the geology information. So we started to do teal sampling program, which allows us to shrink the area of interest on 6 kilometers along the structure. And then we started to do several geophysical surveys. We did MAG survey, VTEM surveys. We did also IP surveys, and all those surveys allows us to better understand where the targets could be, because what we're looking for is intrusive, big intrusives, and more specifically the margin of those intrusives. And this type of rocks pops really well in a MAG survey, for example. So by having all those geophysical information, we're now able to target more specifically by drilling traps where we think the mineralization is located. So we have two specific focus on that drill program to confirm that the high mag are the intrusive that we are looking for with a background in gold, and secondary to focus on the traps where we think the mineralization could have more concentrate. And these are the two most important focus for this type of orogenic gold model that we're looking for.
And as I understood, you're targeting orogenic style mineralization. Can you tell us a bit more about that type of mineralization?
The orogenic gold deposit is one of the most common gold deposits in the world. I think something like 75% of all the gold comes from that type of deposit. It's what we call a hydrothermal system, deposit, which is related to structure. The most important thing in that model is to have the pathway, the structures that carries the gold, and also that create traps to deposit the gold. And in the greenstone belt of the Abitibi, which is a 2.6 to 2.8 billion years greenstone belt, which is really old. This greenstone belt, is really known for that type of deposit. If we think in the south, we have the Val-d'Or camp, which has produced tens of millions ounces of gold from that type of deposit. And there are several regional structure in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt, and the Apollo project, Tarku's Apollo project, is located on the most northern structure of that belt.
And my last question has to do with the drilling results. When do you expect to start, and is there a timeline for receiving the results?
The drill program on the Apollo project should start by the third week of October 2022, this year. So, and we expect to receive the first results further in December. And probably the whole results by before the end of the first quarter of 2023. So it's always a 2 to 3 months process because of the lab and the assay results at the lab, which takes some time. But we should have the first results should come before Christmas.
We'll be following the results very closely. Thank you very much, Julien, for all of the information. We look forward to seeing you again and hearing the next updates from Tarku Resources.
Thank you very much, Munir. It was a pleasure, and it's always a pleasure to discuss about the geology of the Apollo project.
Absolutely.